I've been drawn to the idea of imbuing energy into my next new notebook. You can thank Racine for this. Even though I often charge objects and tools in my spiritual practice, I never considered doing that with my notebooks or my pens, which is crazy since I'm a calligrapher and an avid note taker. I take so many notes, I write all the time, but I also have a habit of grabbing the nearest book just to get the ideas out of my head before I lose train of thought or become, distracted in some way, a common problem in this neurodivergent household. The result is a huge collection of scattered archives, and any one book might contain anything from a shopping list to a poignant insight or the beginnings of a project idea. Some journals even span years with notes scattered across them in no particular order. By doing this, I'm hoping to build connection with one book, to reduce the scattered collections, and to create something that grounds me, especially in my divinatory work. At first, I thought to use various pieces of ephemera that I had collected over the years, stickers, postcards, bonus tarot or oracle cards, each piece kept for some detail or colour or theme that I was drawn to at the time. But when I laid them out, they didn't really feel like they were working to support my intentions for this book, or together, actually. And collage is not something I've ever done or have any experience with or know how to navigate very well. I think it would require a lot more brain power than I had this night. My printer had also run out of ink as well, so printing bridging imagery was out of the question. So I turned to one of my scrap folders where I kept trial prints from my own work. These were pieces that spoke to me about my process or my state of mind at the time. They're not finished works, but fragments that had triggered other trains of thought or ideas. And I found that the black and white imagery in particular was really evocative of how I experienced Sophia, the deity I work with in my divinatory practice. For me, she is the void, the depth from which all else is created and connected. On the front, I chose several pieces. There's a styrofoam print my son made to represent connection to my ancestral line, those who came before me and those who come after me. There's my first engraving of a plant to represent my connection with the natural world and the energy of being open to new ideas and explorations. The gold on black sun print carries the intention of the creative spark. It's the first light in the darkness, bringing nourishment, warmth, and energy to transform. And then a print I call Mother Time, which was designed by Coleman Moser. It's always been one of my favourites because of the many narratives and connections it holds. This particular print, double printed and blurred, which I only feel supports the time narrative and the presence of Sophia in this work. I've never really been able to find an image of Sophia that visualizes my experience of her myth or her energy, and I'm not sure I ever will. But I do associate her with the colour black, its depth, its darkness, and its ability to make even the smallest light blindingly obvious. Sophia is the reason I painted my altar cabinet black, and the reason I wear black when I do, as a way of honouring her. For the back of the book, I wanted to use a cyanotype. This little piece I chose on the right is actually a palimpsest of processes. The lines running through the petals are from old drying sheets in the flower press, which left an imprint in the leaves. I love this as a representation of how experiences alter us, and how what looks like a negative result can be reframed into something beautiful or meaningful. I also printed in the Scold's Net rune, which is a common practice for me. It holds all the other runes within it and represents endless possibility and reflects the non-linear experiences. I use it as a foundation which I then draw over with bind runes to invoke certain energies, in this case, strength, protection, wisdom, defense, and rebirth. This is the first visual creative process I've embarked on since I closed my print studio a few years back. My presses are still in storage, and I think unconsciously I cut ties with outward expression as a way of surviving the traumatic experiences I was navigating at the time. Holding these papers now, flipping through my test prints and feeling the textures, watching the light play across the metallic ink, it reminded me of why I love creative expression. This tacit memory came at a time when I had already been mentally preparing for new visual research, but I didn't know how to begin. And this small project reminded me of my capabilities and my love for craft. It showed me that the way forward is through, that action conquers fear. And of course, I know this, I've said it many times, but I hadn't been able to act upon it until my fingers hit the textures of my Hosho printing papers. This notebook is more than just pages now. It holds memory, intention, lineage, and possibility. It is both a tool and an offering to Sophia, to my practice, and to myself.